The following program is sponsored by World Vision.
Hi, I'm Jim Carrick, and we're in Africa at one of the most amazing construction sites I've ever seen. And this is my crew.
I'm Susan Hay, and today we're building a brand new school for children in desperate need. World Vision partnered with this community just a few months ago. They set into motion a series of events that has been changing lives. But this community had one very important project in mind that they wanted World Vision to help them with, and that's why we're here today.
Everyone wants their children to have an education. That's why all the dads in this community have volunteered their time to build this school. You know, we only have 1 week to meet our deadline. We have 90 kids waiting for their brand new classrooms. We don't want to let them down.
And while we're here, we're getting to know the families, the people in this community. We're going to show you what child sponsorship does, how it changes lives. And yes, the money actually does get here. So joining us soon was the president of World Vision, Dave Toyson, and he's going to show us what goes on here and how World Vision is helping to change this community. Take a look at this.
Thanks, Susan. I'm with the World Vision team here in Tanzania, and we're off to see a brand new project, bouncing around a little bit, as you can tell. This is my colleague Junwa, who's helping us get there. I want to show you child sponsorship and how it helps not only children, but it also helps their communities as well.
Right now, we got a deadline to meet.
Get to work, Jim. Stay with us, because we have some great families that we're going to meet. Our construction site is right in the middle of the small village of Monyagula. This is one of the poorest regions of Tanzania, but building this school represents the start of a whole new future for this community. All the men and women who arrive here every morning are volunteers. They know what this school will mean for their children. I want to introduce you to one man who's working especially hard, and his name is Tungu. Jumbo. Tungu is pitching in to help lay the heavy bricks and mix cement. But like all the parents here, years of no rain and bad harvests means providing for his children is becoming more and more difficult. In fact, he told us that his family is barely hanging on. I asked Tungu if he would take me and World Vision's Mama Kamambo home to meet his family and to find out more. Not far from the school is the home where he lives with his wife, Marziana, and their children, Christina, Belta, Ava, and Hassani. It was pretty clear they're struggling. Usually children here are so happy to have visitors, but 4-year-old Christina and her sister were very withdrawn. I didn't know why. All I could see was a faint little smile coming through. Should I just grab a bunch?
I asked the girls what they do to play together. They showed me little mud dolls they make themselves and dress in pieces of old rags. It was nice to see how creative and resourceful they are, using what they have.
This is beautiful.
But I couldn't help but feel something was wrong. Nothing I could say or do would cheer them up. I asked them to teach me to make a doll. I wasn't very good at it, and they thought that was quite funny.
Now what?
It was good to hear them giggle. Tungu is doing the best he can to provide for his kids. He told us there's nothing left from his small harvest, and the only way he's able to earn money is by weaving these huge corn baskets. He hopes to sell this one for about $2. That can only buy a little food. When the girls are sick, there's no money to treat them.
What I want most is for my children to have a better life than I can provide. My dream is that they get a good education. That is why I'm helping to build the school. It is their future.
After a while, Christina started to warm up to me. She wanted to show me where she lived and slept.
Come show me.
So she took me inside her family's little house.
This is where you live.
This is where the children sleep. There's 4 of them in this tiny, tiny hut, and they sleep right over there on grain sacks that are so hard, and they have nothing to cover them up at night.
They also don't have mosquito nets, which means a high risk of malaria, the #1 killer of children in this area. The mosquitoes that carry malaria only come out at night, when children are sleeping. One bite from one of these insects can be deadly. Without a net to protect them and no money for medicine when they do get sick, these children are in trouble. We were very concerned about the girls. So Mama Kamambo, World Vision's frontline health worker in this area, examined them on the spot and immediately knew that something was wrong.
And this might be repeated attack of malaria.
Malaria?
Yes.
So is this
Mama
the early
Kamambo
sign
wouldn't
of
know for sure unless we could get Christina to a hospital for some tests. I was worried about what we'd find out. The next morning, we took the girls to the local district hospital. This was the first time they had ever been to a doctor, and the prognosis wasn't good. Christina's sister Belta had pneumonia, and sure enough, Christina had chronic malaria. If left untreated, she could die. We discovered that she had several different kinds of malarial parasites. We had gotten there just in time. Thankfully for Christina and Belta, World Vision was here to make sure they got the medicine and help they so desperately needed. And field staff will continue to watch over them in the days ahead.
I was very happy. They are okay. The condition could have been serious, or we might even lose the life of that child. But because just we were there, there's a lot of children who are losing life just because they cannot move from where they are to where the service is.
World Vision has launched a campaign to stop malaria from killing children. And the #1 line of defense is this: the insecticide-treated malaria net. Families learn how to use these nets to cover and protect children at night. It's the leading weapon in reducing childhood deaths. There are still so many other children who are suffering and dying from malaria. Child sponsorship can make the difference between life and death. You can sponsor a waiting child just like Christina and change her life forever. Please, call now.
When you sponsor a child with World Vision, no child or community is too far away to help. And it's World Vision workers like John King who actually visit the sponsored children. Here comes John now. Hi, John, how are you?
Hi, Susan.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
He's been
Welcome.
delivering, thank you very much. He
Yeah.
delivers all the cards and the letters while keeping a watchful eye over the sponsored child. And he's been delivering so many letters from Barbara Martin from Toronto to her sponsored child, Katerina. We're going to meet her now.
Yeah, of course we can.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Meeting families of sponsored children is always such a joy. You really see the difference World Vision makes. 9-year-old Katerina is healthy and happy thanks to Barbara Martin, someone on the other side of the world who decided to change a life.
I've been sponsoring since 2004. My son Dawson and his wife Krisha are also sponsoring now, a little boy in Chad. I spent a lot of time when I was young in Tanzania, and I fell in love with the country and the people. And I saw one of the World Vision programs, And I went online and checked it out. Everything I read about World Vision was wonderful. And so I decided I was going to do it. And I had no idea how wonderful it was going to be, what a great experience it was going to be.
To Barbara, greetings.
Well, because I can speak Swahili, I write to her in Swahili. I think that she was very surprised. Being a teacher, it's hard for me not to teach. So I send her little exercise papers sometimes for her to do. And she sends them back to me, and I mark them and put stars and stickers on them and send them back to her.
Since Barbara has never met Katerina in person, we thought we would do the next best thing and bring back a video to show how her sponsorship is making a difference. Both Katerina and her sister attend school, which is so important for young girls in Africa. World Vision also supports local clinics, and Katerina stays healthy by receiving regular checkups. World Vision specialists provide agricultural training, and Katerina's father participates in a community fruit orchard that grows oranges, passion fruit, and sugar cane. And for Katerina, all the letters and books from Barbara obviously mean so much.
Barbara, look, all your letters made it here. I can't believe this.
Oh.
The amount of work that you've gone through for her, and she's kept every one of them. John is helping Katerina to write, and I know you've been waiting to get your first handwritten letter from her, so here it goes.
I'm gonna see her.
I can see her. I haven't received it yet. Every time I open my mailbox, I look for the little orange logo. I don't even bring it home. I read it on the way back from the mailbox.
So, hi, Barbara. How do you feeling? I truly love you very much.
The letter is here.
It's the letter.
Oh, the letter's here. I feel sometimes that I'm getting so much more than I give, that it's not like giving it all.
Asante sana, Barbara.
Just to have that link with someone so far away, it's so, so wonderful.
Asante sana, Nangu.
Maybe you've thought about sponsoring a child before. Now is the time to call. There are more than 10,000 children in 46 countries who need child sponsors. Many live in extreme poverty. Please say yes to one of them right now. It only takes about $1 a day, and those dollars go to work to help provide what your sponsor child needs most: nutritious food, safe, clean water, an education, medical care, and so much more. Because your gifts are combined with those of other Canadians, you help create positive, long-lasting changes so communities can become self-sufficient. World Vision is a Christian organization and Canada's largest relief, development, and advocacy agency, and you can trust them to use your dollars wisely and efficiently. For more than 55 years, their experienced frontline staff have followed the example of Jesus by helping children and families overcome poverty. So call now. You can choose a boy or a girl, their age, and even their country when you call. Or if you go online and view photos, you can choose a specific child to sponsor right away. We'll send you a color photo of your child along with their personal story. You'll get an annual progress report and a new photo every year, so you can see for yourself the positive changes you're making. To help you stay in touch, we'll send you personalized greeting cards to sign and send to your sponsored child. You can have your monthly payment automatically deducted from your checking account or charge it to any major credit card. It's simple and cost-effective. So just pick up the phone or go online and sponsor a child through World Vision. You can truly change a child's life and your own life, starting right now.
Wow, we had an amazing day yesterday. We got a ton done, but you know what? We still got a lot more to do. Great job, guys! You know, it didn't really take me long to figure out how construction is done out here. It's a lot different than back home. It's not as though that you can just run down to your local home improvement store and pick up any supply that you need. Everything here is pretty much done by hand, you know, right down to the bricks. The good news is we got a few more bricks to go and we're finished the final layer. You know, this may look like just all bricks and mortar, but, you know, to this community, this is a huge, huge thing for them. This new school, this is hope.
tukae hapa hapa kwa sababu
We used to teach our students under a tree. It was very difficult and even dangerous at times. But now, with the help of World Vision, we can give our children a safe place to learn.
As you can see, we're putting the roof on today. Now, the roof is made out of steel. It's a lot different than the thatch roof that you do see around here. This one is actually made to last. Now, we got a lot more work to do. We do have a deadline to get to, so I will be back later on with a few more updates. I got to get back to work.
World Vision has found that the most effective way to break the cycle of poverty is to provide long-lasting solutions like these. Here in Sega, we're distributing seeds, tools, ox plows, and 250 dairy goats so that hungry families can stand on their own feet.
Today we are going to distribute dairy goats. The dairy goats will help the farmers to produce milk for themselves and to sell, so they get money. And we are going to distribute ox plows so that the farmers can cultivate a bigger land and get more food. And the problem of farmers is food. And we are going to distribute maize seeds, and they grow faster. They can harvest with a little rain. I would like to thank very much the Canadians, the sponsors who are sponsoring World Vision and giving us these funds, this money to buy the goats, buy the ox plows, to buy the seeds. Please tell them thank you very much, and the farmers are very proud of Canadians.
We know that this is the best way to move children and their communities from poverty and hunger to health and self-reliance. And that's what you're supporting when you're part of World Vision and our special concern for children.
It's a beautiful morning here today. Yeah. We're going to take a little break from the site. And along with my friends Richard and John, we're going to go out and see what life is really like here. So are we ready?
Yes. We're ready.
Let's go.
Go.
When World Vision starts a new sponsorship project, the staff gets out to pretty remote areas. John King, World Vision sponsorship manager, wanted me to meet a family he had discovered a couple days ago.
So this is Kapan family, and he's Kapan, the father.
They were smiling and happy to meet me, but I could tell right away that Kapan and his wife Lembe were having a tough time. Their children were really in bad shape too. 5-year-old Jadiku, his 6-year-old sister Nishoma, and the little 3-year-old brother Mahingu all looked like they weren't getting enough to eat. John explained the clear signs of malnutrition: the swollen bellies, the orange hair, and no energy. These are warning signals that these kids are in trouble. Kapan told us the past few years have been very hard. There hasn't been enough rain, he doesn't have good seeds, or even own a plow. I can't imagine how tough it must be. The little corn he did manage to grow ran out weeks ago.
My children are suffering so much, but I have no food to give them. When they get sick, we have no money for medicine. We are starting to lose hope.
Kapan heads off most mornings looking for any kind of work he can find to buy a little food. It's Lembe and Nishoma's job to get the water at the watering hole, and it's about 5 kilometers away. She has to leave the boys behind. She has no choice. Mahingo is just too little, and Jadiku has to stay to look after him. I can't imagine a 5-year-old boy looking after a 3-year-old out here in the middle of nowhere, but he is. And his parents may be gone for hours. While everyone's away, Jadiku is in charge. Jadiku does what he can do to comfort his brother while his mom's gone. He brings him some dirty water and tries to stay close by. There's no food to eat, not much else to do. The only toy they have is an old rubber sandal. As the day gets hotter and the boys get weaker from hunger, they sleep as much as they can, or just sit and wait. You know, Jadiku's a pretty cool little guy. I noticed he was absolutely amazed by the World Vision truck we drove up in. I knew exactly what would make his day. So we asked his mom and dad if we could take him for a ride. He couldn't wait to climb in and get going. Look where you're going, Jadiku. Watch here. Look. Here. This is Jadiku's first time in a in a vehicle. I don't think he's ever even seen one. And now he's actually driving one. The potential is here. They need a start, and that's probably the biggest thing, is they need a little jump start. And that's pretty much all we're asking, with World Vision, is to just to give these little guys a shot. That was a good run, eh? It only lasted 5 or 10 minutes, but I bet you Jadiku was the happiest kid in Tanzania. Looking inside their little home for the first time, the reality of how this family has to live hit me pretty hard. It's still hard to, even for me, I'm standing here. You know what, it's just, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna leave this, and I'm gonna go back home to my kids, and I have to leave, and I have to, remember this or think when I'm leaving, because when I get in that truck, it's gonna be tough to leave, because I know what I'm gonna leave behind. So. These children need to be sponsored. We'll give them some good food to get them by for now, but their parents need good seeds to plant, some tools, agricultural training, and a well with clean water in their village. All things that child sponsorship can provide. And thanks to the new schools World Vision is building in this area, kids like Jadiku can get a good education. Jadiku is such a bright little guy. He deserves a better future. His parents are out there doing everything they can to make ends meet, and they just can't get there. And all we're asking to do is just, we all think about it every day to sponsor one of these kids, and today would be the day. You can find it in your heart, give us a call or go online and see if you can make a world of difference for this little guy and many, many others like him.
More than 1 million children's lives are being transformed through World Vision child sponsorship, and Mary Simon is just one of them, thanks to her sponsors, Helga and Bert Wolter.
We've been sponsoring now for, I think, 15 years. That's probably one of the best things that we have done. What struck me about Mary in particular was that she looked so tiny when she was at 7 years old. And now you see her at 11. I think it's a tremendous change in the last 4 years.
It's just very touching. And there's so much love in those letters. You really feel that those kids, they are very thankful for the support. They go to school and their life changes.
We start to appreciate that these kids have a lot of potential, and if they get the right help and a little bit of encouragement, that they can do a lot with themselves. She wants to become a teacher, and that's very gratifying to see that. And it's just an incredible experience.
For the past 4 years, Bert and Helga have been part of creating so many positive changes for Mary and her whole community. We thought it would be great to bring back a videotape just for them so they could see firsthand what a difference their sponsorship is making. Mary is doing very well in school and hopes to be a teacher herself one day. Regular visits from World Vision health workers make sure she is growing up strong and healthy. World Vision also supplied specially treated mosquito nets to protect the entire family from malaria, a major problem in this area. Thanks to income-generating projects in their community, people now have a little money to spend. Mary's father has opened a small tailoring business. He's teaching her how to run the shop and use the sewing machine, a valuable skill here. She even gave me some quick lessons. It's wonderful to see children like Mary so happy and with such a bright future. Bert and Helga, we're making you something extra special. We're not going to tell you what it is. We're working hard here, both of us, and it's obvious she's the boss. We received a report card and a new photo. But for Mary, one of her most favorite things is when a letter comes from Bert and Helga, her sponsors and friends from so far away who want to make a difference in her life. Bert and Helga, we have some things that we're taking back to you. This is what Mary has made for you.
It's a little hanky, and she worked really hard on this today. And she actually taught me how to sew, so it was really fun. But she's been working for several days on this. Many, many drawings that she's going to send back to you, and I hope you enjoy them.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It makes it so worthwhile to see what a little bit of money can do. And it isn't a lot of money. It shows an incredible big return on a very small investment.
It's hard to describe the feeling you have. I have never met her, and I think I love this little girl.
You're doing something good. You're doing something worthwhile. You're making a difference in someone's life.
Maybe you've thought about sponsoring a child before. Now is the time to call. There are more than 10,000 children in 46 countries who need child sponsors. Many live in extreme poverty. Please say yes to one of them right now. It only takes about $1 a day, and those dollars go to work to help provide what your sponsor child needs most: nutritious food, safe, clean water, an education, medical care, and so much more. Because your gifts are combined with those of other Canadians, you help create positive, long-lasting changes so communities can become self-sufficient. World Vision is a Christian organization and Canada's largest relief, development, and advocacy agency, and you can trust them to use your dollars wisely and efficiently. For more than 55 years, their experienced frontline staff have followed the example of Jesus by helping children and families overcome poverty. So call now. You can choose a boy or a girl, their age, and even their country when you call. Or if you go online and view photos, you can choose a specific child to sponsor right away. We'll send you a color photo of your child along with their personal story. You'll get an annual progress report and a new photo every year, so you can see for yourself the positive changes you're making. To help you stay in touch, we'll send you personalized greeting cards to sign and send to your sponsored child. You can have your monthly payment automatically deducted from your checking account or charge it to any major credit card. It's simple and cost-effective. So just pick up the phone or go online and sponsor a child through World Vision. You can truly change a child's life and your own life, starting right now.
We've come a long way here at the project site. The metal roof is on, the guys are busy putting the plaster on, and today's the day we put the windows and doors in. You know, most of the moms and dads working on this site have never had a chance to go to school. Very few have learned to read and write. That's why this school is so important to them. They want a better life for their kids.
I've never been to school myself, so it is my responsibility to work hard so that my children can go to school. They will be able to help our family and the whole community.
You know, we got a group of kids here. They've been hanging around. They've been looking into windows and checking things out and wondering what's been going on for the last few days. But I brought them over here just to ask them a question. You guys excited about your new school? We got 3 days to go. We got plastering to do. We got painting to do. Obviously, we got windows to do, but you know what? I think we're on track. We are going to make this, so I better get back to work and see if I can help them out.
This is the kind of water that children and adults are drinking in this community. As you can see, it's polluted. It's filled with parasites. They cause diarrhea. It can affect children's eyesight, trachoma, causing blindness. Most of all, this water will kill children. In many communities where we work, the lack of water is the most urgent, life-threatening issue. That's why in this region, one of our top priorities is to provide clean water for communities that have never had it before. Our geologists and well drilling teams are boring holes up to 46 meters deep, often in extremely challenging conditions. Our staff offers education on hygiene and sanitation, a critical element of our water programs. It's important for villagers to learn how to maintain a new pump, By requiring a village to have 2 or 3 trained people in their local community, they can make these basic repairs themselves and ensure that they have a secure and continuous supply of water. In a matter of just a few weeks, a community can go from drinking really ugly, disgusting water like this to fresh, clean water from this new well, this new pump. Clean water like this can transform the health and future of a community. And it's just another way that your dollars are being used to change lives.
It's early morning at the market in the small town of Nzega. Winding her way through the crowd is an older widow named Paulina. She's almost invisible as she makes her way along, begging for just a few shillings. Paulina has leprosy. She's an outcast in a place where people feel it's a terrible curse. Paulina was only 14 years old when leprosy attacked her nervous system. She lost most of her toes and fingers and her sight in one eye. The only place she could live was in this isolated leper village. She married, had children who grew up and moved away, and then lost her husband. Despite it all, her faith in God has given her hope and courage. 5 years ago, Paulina's life became even harder. Her daughter passed away, leaving behind 2 orphaned girls, Milka, 11, and Naima, 5. Paulina decided to take her granddaughters in and look after them as best she could, despite her situation. The World Vision team are among the few outsiders who come here. Mama Kamambo joined me as I met this wonderful family. I think they were so surprised that I had come to meet them. Little Naima pushed her way through, and I couldn't wait to hug her. I felt right at home. Paulina has managed to raise these girls all on her own, and she has done an incredible job. But now the roles are changing. Milka and Naima are becoming her caregivers. They do most of the day-to-day chores and handle the difficult job of finding food. They planted some seeds in the field nearby, but nothing grew. They gather anything they can to cook and eat. The girls get a fire going and start preparing their simple meal for that day. It was amazing to watch Milka look after everything. It's clear that Paulina has done a great job of teaching these girls. She's just so organized. At 11 years old, she comes in here and she gets the fire going and she makes sure that her sister has